Hey, hi guys. Okay, so today we will start and we'll see how this DNAT will work in the FortiGate Firewall. Okay, so basically we have two different ways to do this. One, we can achieve the same via the security policy directly, and another one will be doing exactly same way, but we will be using Central NAT, right? Central SNAT basically, so that we will be using that time. Okay, so let's start with the topology first. So these two use cases we'll be doing. So we'll start with the first one. So this is the topology. Okay, so this Fortinet device we are using. This is the firewall we are using, and this is the Windows server that we are using. So right now on this Windows server, we have our service enabled, the HTTP service enabled. So if I quickly show you, so the bindings here we have 8080. So right now this server is hosting the web services on port number 8080. Okay, let me close. I'll just do a verification. So use your browser, use your local IP address, whatever you do have, 192.168.10.20.8080. And yes, the service is enabled. Perfect. Now, what I want, whenever any user from the outside will try to access a public IP over here, which is towards ISP, right? Then it should translate the IP, a destination IP, to a new IP, and even the port also to a new port, right? So we will configure some public IP over here, and we have an available IP address, and we'll be using some port number 8080 again. So the public port number would be 8080, internal port is 8080, and we will convert from the same port to another port, and here the IP to another IP. So that's what we will do using two different ways. So let's start with the very first way, that we'll be using security policy. Okay, so let me go to the firewall. So we are using this firewall, network interface. So port 1 is actually connected to ISP, where we have this IP address, but we have one more available IP address from the same range. So we can configure. And the LAN port, which is facing towards the LAN server, that has 10.1 and the user has 10.2. Okay. So the very first thing we need to configure here, service. Like service, basically the public port number, we can say. Okay. So that doesn't matter. We need to go in a sequence. So if you see here, we will configure service, we'll configure virtual IP address, we have to configure firewall policy. So if you want to configure virtual IP first, then service, or service virtual IP, then you can configure. So basically what happens actually, whenever we configure the virtual IP, we'll be using this service actually. So that's why this is on the top. Otherwise, if you configure directly virtual IP, and then we will be calling that, so you can basically on the fly also you can configure service. Like, do not need to configure service separately and then go to virtual IP. Both ways we have, but I'll go one by one. So first I'll configure the service. We have to go to the policy and object, and here we have to go to the services. So we have n numbers of service. If let's say I want the public user to use 80 port number, I can use HTTP. If I want the global user to use port number 443, I can use HTTP service. So we already have these services available, but I want to have one random port number. Okay. So create new, give it a name. So let's say CNC web server service. Okay. And what port the customer will be using, let's say 8080 it will be using. Fine. And do not need to define the source port number and these things. These can be default. Just say okay. So the first thing, we have configured the service. Second, now we need to configure the virtual IP. So go here again under policy and object, policy virtual IPs. Now this virtual IP will be a combination of public and the private IP with the services also. Create new, give it a name. This is for the NAT web server. Okay. Interface, on which interface will be getting the traffic, right? So that we have to define the incoming interface basically. So I'll define port 1. On the port number, I'll be receiving the traffic. What will be the external IP address the user will be using to hit or to access my server? So that should be public IP, 192.168.0.234. So that is freely available right now. In the case of real design, the ISP will give you another public IP address that you can use, or you can also use your own static public IP address if you do have. Map to, now that has to be your local LAN IP address, your private IP address. So 192.168.10.2. So my user is holding this IP address. Perfect. Filters. We have to give these filters. We do not need to do anything for the source. Give a service. Here, choose that service. So if you have not configured, you can create a new one on the fly. But if you have configured one, just search your service. So we configure something CNC web service, right? So we can look for, or we can even search from here, CNC. Yeah, here we have, you see. So that is having port number 8080. Just choose port forwarding. Yes, we need. So the moment I will get a traffic on this port number, it has to be translated to a different port number. If we are using a different port number, we can define 8080, 80, 82, 82, something. But right now we are using common port number, so let us define even this one. That's okay. And just say, okay. So these are the information we need here. Save it. So the first thing, we configured services where we have defined the public port number. Virtual IP contains the public and private IP and port combination, right? Now, finally, we need to configure the firewall policy. So go to firewall policy, create a new one, give it a name, web server, which incoming interface, port number 1, outgoing interface, port number 2. So here, if you see in the topology, port number 1 is connected to ISP and port number 2 is connected to this server. Source, I'm just saying any this time. Okay. Destination. Now, here in this case, we need to choose that VIP that we configure. Here we can see virtual IP and server. So this we configure with a combination of private, public, and the port number also. Click this one. Service we can define here. If you want to keep all, you can just say keep all. Or if you want to define that specific one, the one we created, actually, we can use that also. CNC, enter. This we configured, right? 8080. Cool. Here we need to disable the NAT. Rest everything is fine. So why we need to disable the NAT here? Because this virtual IP will do the translation automatically. We don't need to specifically define this NAT and just say okay. That's it. So these 3 steps we have to do. Service, configure your service, configure virtual IP, configure firewall policy without enabling the NAT, because this virtual IP will do eventually, right? Now let us try to access 192.168.0.234:8080. Enter. And now we are able to use the web services, right? So this is how a global customer is using IP and a port, and the firewall is translating the public IP and public port to a private IP and private port. And now if we go inside the firewall and want to verify the logs, so we can refresh this one. And now here we see the traffic over here, right? So that's how it is working. Now the second use case. Okay. So let us remove these policies and just do from scratch. So delete this one. Okay. We configured services. Okay. So we need services actually. So I'll keep this one. Okay. Virtual IP we also need, but let's see what it has. But like we'll be having some other options over here. So let me just delete this one. Okay. So I can show you. Service would be same in the second case, right? So in the second case, what we do have, using Central NAT we are doing, right? So where we need to first of all enable Central NAT, then service, then we will configure one address for the LAN IP, then virtual IP, and then finally we will configure the firewall policy. Okay. So policy is deleted. Service we have, that's fine, we can keep. And virtual IP we have deleted, perfect. So first, enable the Central SNAT. Go to settings, go to system, go to settings. And here we do have where it is, yeah, Central SNAT. Enable this one, apply, say okay. Perfect, this is done. Now, the very first thing, what I'll do here, I will configure the service. Okay, I'll go to service, just check we do have the service or not. Yes, we do have the service available. Fine. The way we configure the first option, exactly same way we have to use here. Okay. Now let's go to address. Now this address we need here, the address that we have configured on the LAN server, which is really hosting the private IP, which is really hosting the web services. Okay. Create a new one. This is our LAN server. And what IP it is using right now, 192.168.10.2 on /32. So we have to keep here /32 because I want to match a specific IP address. Just say okay. So first step, enable Central SNAT. Second step, configure the service. Third step, configure the address. Now we need to configure the VIP. So here you see, the moment we enable Central SNAT, the virtual IP become the DNAT and virtual IP, right? Click here, create a new one, give it a name. So we are doing for DNAT for web service. Okay. It is okay interface. On which interface I'll be getting the traffic? On the port number 1. External IP address is 192.168.0.234. Okay. Map to 192. Do we have that? Yes. The LAN server actually we have to map with, right? Just choose this one, 10.2. Optional filter service. Yes, we have a service available, that is CNC service. CNC web service with port number. Oh, this is the other one. Oh yeah, that's how we are using CNC web service, port number 8080. And the port forwarding has to be done on port number 8080. That's okay right now, right? And just say okay. So this step we have done. Now finally, we need to configure the security policy. Go to firewall policy, create a new one, give it a name, web service, incoming interface, exactly same way, outgoing interface facing towards our server, source, and I'll use this time all. Now destination. So if you remember, without Central SNAT, we were using here virtual IP address, the VIP, right? But this time we have to choose the address of the real server, or we can say the private IP address we have to choose here as a destination IP. So that was LAN server. So that's a change here. So using this one, it will automatically identify which DNAT we have available for this IP address, and then it will automatically work. Service, I can choose that service, the one we created actually, CNC web service. On this, it will hit, right? You see, we do not have any option to enable the NAT something because Central SNAT is enabled. So that's how this works actually. And then we can just say, okay, this is done. Now, once we will hit, this byte should be increased, right? So I'll just copy. I'll close this one. I'll enable one more tab and then enter. And we are able to access. To verify, it is not from the cache. We can just refresh the page and then here we see some bytes. So this is how this DNAT is working in both cases, without Central SNAT and with SNAT. So yeah, this is how this is working. And right now, we are able to communicate via this public IP to this server.